Class 11, boys, good morning to all of you. Today, we are going to start a new chapter, that is states of matter. Okay, it is your first video. First of all, here you see that there are some different types of molecular interactions. These molecular interactions you will see it here at first, then you will come to know about different types of states of matter. Now here is, you see that these types of intermolecular forces, this is the most important thing that you must be knowing it in your class 11. In class 11, there are actually different types of states that everybody knows: solid state, liquid state, gaseous state, plasma state, Bose-Einstein, condensate. These are the different states of matter. But the first three states, solid state, liquid state and gaseous state, these three states are very common, and these three states we must know their important features about solid state, about liquid state, about gaseous state. Plasma and Bose-Einstein states, these two states, Einstein's condensate, these two states are rare. These are only, these states are existed in under experimental conditions. So three very common states that we see all around us: solid state, liquid state, gaseous state, and there are two states, plasma state and Bose-Einstein condensate. These two states are rare, and these two states are found only inside the laboratory, that means under some experimental conditions. So let us learn intermolecular forces. Then we shall discuss about gaseous state. We shall discuss about liquid state, and solid state will be discussed in class 12. Now, here you see the intermolecular types of intermolecular forces, dipole-dipole interaction. This is the first type of intermolecular forces, dipole-dipole interaction. These dipole-dipole interactions, this is found in a compound, in a substance which contains permanent dipoles. For example, HCl. HCl, you know, this compound has permanent dipole. That means H acquires positive charges and Cl acquires negative charges. So in HCl, there is a permanent dipole. This molecule can be represented in this way. This side is plus and this side is minus. This is the molecule. One side there is positive end and another side there is negative end. Now, when you talk about HCl, these dipoles will attract each other like this. These dipoles will attract each other. This is plus, this is minus, this is plus, this is minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. So see it here. In HCl, when we talk about HCl, these are the permanent dipoles. These dipoles interact with their positive end and negative end. This will generate a type of attractive forces, what we say intermolecular forces, what we say molecular interactions. Now see, this HCl molecule, this type of dipoles exist, and the dipoles attract each other by their opposite ends, and that attraction is known as dipole-dipole attractions or dipole-dipole interactions. So another example of dipole-dipole interaction is you will find in HF, dipole-dipole attraction you will find not in HF, you will find in I say ethanol or CH3Cl, dipole-dipole attraction, CH3Cl, CH3 CO. In these cases you will see dipole-dipole interaction. So in chloromethane, acetone, you will also find dipole-dipole interaction. These are organic substances but have permanent dipoles. This is inorganic substance but has permanent dipole. HBr, inorganic substance but has permanent dipole. So all these substances possesses intermolecular forces, and that intermolecular forces is known as dipole-dipole forces or dipole-dipole interactions. So this part you understood now. Now come to dipole and induced dipole interaction. Dipole and induced dipole interaction, from the name it is clear that there is one molecule which have permanent dipole and there are other molecules which don't have any dipole, which are non-polar. So this you will find in case of a mixture. For example, chlorine gas. Chlorine is a gas, you know. Chlorine is a gas. Chlorine in water, H2O. Chlorine in water. So chlorine gas dissolves in water. Oxygen gas dissolves in water. Oxygen in water. You can also find some other examples. See chlorine, iodine gas in acetone, CH3 2CO. CH3 2CO, this is the structure of acetone. CH3 2CO. You see this part is polar. The carbon oxygen bond is polar. That means it's a permanent dipole. And iodine is non-polar. That means its electron density is symmetrical. Now let us see. Suppose this is iodine molecule and this is acetone molecule. So iodine molecule and acetone molecule. This iodine molecule, in normal condition the electron density is symmetrical, but in acetone molecule there is a positive part and there is a negative part. Clear? So in this case you will observe that this positive end and negative end, because of the presence of positive end and negative end, the positive end will attract the electron density towards it, and as a result of this attraction the electron density will become non-symmetrical. What do we say? Unsymmetrical. This will be the case. Electron density will become unsymmetrical like this. The electron density will be one-sided. See, one-sided. As this moment, due to this attraction by the positive end, the negative electron density of this iodine molecule, this is iodine molecule, this is acetone molecule, the electron density will be shifted towards the positive end, and that's why this molecule, iodine molecule, which is non-polar, which is non-dipolar, this molecule will be polar, that means dipolar for a moment of time. This part will be negative and this part will be positive. This is called induced dipole. In presence of a permanent dipole, dipole is induced in the non-polar molecule, and due to this induction, dipolar induction, these two molecules will attract each other. Acetone molecule and iodine molecule will attract each other due to the induction. Now one is permanent dipole, another is non-dipolar. Now what happens? Due to the presence of a permanent dipole, the non-dipolar molecule, electron density of the non-dipolar molecule will become unsymmetrical, and for a moment of time this non-dipolar molecule will behave like a dipole, and then the positive end and negative end will attract each other. So this attraction of a permanent dipole and the induced dipole, this attraction is known as dipole-induced dipole interaction. Dipole-induced dipole interaction. Once again you see, this is a permanent dipole, this is a non-polar molecule, its electron density is symmetrical, but in presence of a permanent dipole, the electron density of the non-polar molecule will be shifted towards the positive end, and it will acquire polarity, that this side will be negative, this side will be positive, and this positive and negative end will attract each other. This attraction is known as dipole-induced dipole interaction or dipole-induced dipole force. Similarly, water is a dipole, chlorine is non-dipole, water is a dipole, oxygen is non-polar. So in presence of water, the oxygen will be polarized, this molecule will be polarized, and induced dipole will be created there, and again the same sort of attraction will exist. So this is our second type. Now come to the third type. In third type you see instantaneous dipolar interaction. instantaneous dipolar attraction, this is observed in non-polar molecules. Instantaneous dipolar interaction in argon gas, helium gas, carbon dioxide gas, chlorine gas, hydrogen gas. These are all non-polar, There is no polarity here. You are learning chemical bonding, there you see the polarity, you will understand the polarity. So argon, helium, neon, krypton, carbon dioxide, chlorine, hydrogen, methane, there are many examples. All these gases, in all these gases, these instantaneous dipolar interactions exist. What is the meaning? The meaning is, supposing this is one molecule of gas, this is another molecule of gas. They are close to each other. Whenever you take the gaseous substance, the molecules will be closer to each other. Due to their motion, they will come nearer to each other. Again, they will go apart. But at any point of time, when the molecules come closer to each other, then due to what? Due to the rotation of the molecules, due to the movement of the electrons, and due to their motion, the electron density, for a moment of time, the electron density, it is expected and it happens, the electron density will become unsymmetrical. The electron density becomes unsymmetrical because of rotation of the molecules. Electrons are also in the movement. They are in the movement. So these electrons, at a point of time, this electron density will become unsymmetrical like this. So when the electron density becomes unsymmetrical, for that moment of time, one side of the molecule will be negatively charged, and the other side, where there is lack of electron density, that side will behave like a positive charge. So it will become a polar. That polarity is known as instantaneous polarity. Instantaneous polarity is found only in case of a non-polar molecules. For instant, remember it, it does not exist permanently. For instant, the moment it becomes dipolar, instantaneous dipolar, immediately what it induces the polarity on the neighboring molecule. So what is the neighboring molecule? This is the neighboring molecule. Then this side is negatively charged. So the electron density will be automatically of this molecule, the neighboring molecule, will go to the other side and will create a positive end this side and negative end this side. Now see, so this is what I say, this instantaneous polar molecule will induce polarity in the negative, neighboring molecule. So this is some sort, you can understand in this way, that instantaneous dipole is created due to the motion of the electron, due to the rotation of the molecule, and many other factors, thermal energy, the electron's density becomes unsymmetrical. For that moment of time, it will become an instantaneous dipole. This instantaneous dipole will induce polarity in the neighboring molecule and then attract each other. This is attraction. This positive end, negative end attract each other. This attraction is known as instantaneous dipolar interaction. Instantaneous dipolar interaction. This is observed in non-polar molecules, perfectly non-polar molecules, particularly covalent molecules. Now these instantaneous dipolar interactions, these interactions are known as London forces or dispersion forces. These instantaneous dipolar interaction, these interactions are known as London forces or dispersion forces. Now it is clear, London forces and dispersion forces. What is this? This is instantaneous dipolar interaction. The temporary dipole will induce dipole in the neighboring molecule. This is a temporary dipole. It forms for a moment of time and then it will induce dipole in the neighboring molecule and then they will attract each other. This kind of attraction is known as London forces or dispersion forces, or you can say instantaneous dipolar interactions. The next one is ion dipole. This one is found in a mixture, ion dipole. Ion dipole is sodium chloride in water, sodium hydroxide in water, ion dipole. So, what is ion dipole? Ion means it may be cation or anion, and dipole means there is a permanent dipole. So, see, whenever you take sodium chloride in water, so there is sodium ion, chlorine ion, and water molecule is a permanently dipolar molecule. So, what happens, this cation, this is the cation sodium plus, and sodium plus cation will attract the negative ends of water, just like this, negative ends of water. These are the negative ends, negative end, negative end, negative end, negative end, negative end, negative end, and this is positive end, positive end, positive end, like this. So, what happens? Automatically this will take place, that cation will attract the negative ends of water molecule, as many as it can, regarding depending upon its size. Similarly, anion will also attract the positive end of the water molecule. This is positive end, this is negative end. So, this is water molecule, this is anion. Similarly, the anion will attract the water molecules around it, as many as it can, depending upon its size and depending upon its charge. Now, this attraction, cation, ion and dipole, this attraction is known as ion dipole attraction and ion dipole interaction. Ion dipole interaction. This ion dipole interaction liberates a lot of energy, because attraction is there, energy will be released, and whenever there is repulsion, then energy is absorbed. Now, see this ion dipole attraction, this is found in case of a mixture. Now, see, you find that these forces, dipole-dipole interaction, dipole-induced dipole interaction, instantaneous dipolar interaction, ion dipole interaction, all these types of forces are together known as van der Waals forces. Van der Waals forces, in short we write VDF, van der Waals forces, in short VDF, van der Waals forces. So, they are all known as van der Waals forces. But remember that dipole-dipole interaction is stronger than dipole-induced dipole interaction. It is also stronger than instantaneous dipolar interaction. So, these are the van der Waals forces. Their magnitude is not so high. The magnitude of forces is not so high. But even then, we can find a order. We can create a order. The order is dipole-dipole interaction is stronger than dipole-induced dipole interaction, is stronger than instantaneous dipolar interaction. We cannot take this in the series, because ion dipole interaction depends upon many factors, charge of the ion, size of the ion. So, sometimes this ion dipole interaction may be the strongest here, and sometimes the ion dipole interaction may be lying in between. That is why we are not including ion dipole interaction in this order. So, see, ion dipole interaction, its magnitude depends upon ion charge of the ion and size of the ion. That is why it is not included in this order. What is the order? This is stronger than this is stronger than this, because you know here both are permanent dipole. So, permanent dipole will always be existing there, and they will be attracting each other very firmly. Second one, this is permanent, but this is not permanent. Here dipolar is induced. That is why this induced dipole, for the next moment, it will lose its dipolarity, it will lose its polarity, and some other molecules will become induced like this. So, the second rank is this one, and there is no dipole, there is no permanent dipole. Temporary dipole is created. Temporary dipole then induced dipole in the neighboring molecule, and then they attract each other. So, that is why it is the weakest force, instantaneous dipolar force, and all these forces are known as van der Waals forces. Now, see, if I say what kind of force exists, what kind of force exists in CCl4, what kind of intermolecular force or what kind of molecular interactions exist in CCl4, what you have to think, that CCl4 is polar or not. CCl4 is non-polar. Therefore, CCl4, 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 you will consider this case, CCl4, CCl4 interaction. CCl4, CCl4 interaction means non-polar, non-polar interaction. Non-polar, non-polar interaction means the instantaneous dipolar interaction, instantaneous dipolar interactions. Clear? In this way you will understand it, that what kind of interaction exists here. Non-polar, non-polar. Automatically you will take instantaneous dipolar interaction. For example, if I say that what kind of intermolecular force exists in HI, what kind of intermolecular force exists in HI? As you know that HI is a dipolar molecule, this is negative, this is positive, because there is a difference of electronegativity, so it will be a permanent polar molecule. So permanent polar molecule HI and HI, permanent polar molecule, the interaction is known as dipole-dipole interaction. And this happens, this comes in a mixture, this comes in a mixture, and this comes in a mixture. Remember, this is not same molecule. Molecule to molecule, intermolecule means what? Molecule to same molecule or molecule to different molecule. They are known as inter. Inter means the molecule to same molecule, that is also intermolecular, and molecule to different molecule, that is also intermolecular. For example, iodine is soluble in water. So if you add iodine in water, that means it's a mixture. Two molecules, they are inter, iodine and water. One is non-polar, another is polar. So non-polar and polar, what kind of interaction? This dipole, induced dipole interaction will come here. Now come to the last part, hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding, it is a type of dipole-dipole interaction. Then why we are learning hydrogen bonding separately? We have already learned dipole-dipole interaction. Hydrogen bonding is a type of, special type of dipole-dipole interaction, and the magnitude of force is very high, very high. That's why it is studied differently. It is studied differently. Hydrogen bonding can be defined as the hydrogen atom which is attached to most electronegative atom like fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen. So see, the hydrogen atom which is attached to the most electronegative atom like fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, okay, and fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, any one, fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen, atom of other molecule, to try to understand it. So I am telling two things, one thing and another thing. Which hydrogen can form hydrogen bonding? The hydrogen which is attached to fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, okay, that can form hydrogen bonding with fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen of other molecules. Remember it. So what is hydrogen bonding? It is the electrostatic attraction between hydrogen atom. It is the electrostatic attraction between the hydrogen atom attached to fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen of a molecule with the fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen of same molecule or other molecule. Remember it, this other or same. It can be same or other. This definition is hydrogen bonding. This is called hydrogen bonding. So if I ask you what is hydrogen bonding, it is the electrostatic attractions between the hydrogen atom attached to fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen and fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen of same molecule or other molecule is called hydrogen bonding. Now I am explaining it, what is the meaning of same molecule, what is the meaning of other molecule. For example, HF. H is positively charged, F is negatively charged. So it is hydrogen atom attached to fluorine, hydrogen atom attached to fluorine. It can form hydrogen bonding. Now this another HF molecule, see it here. This is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. Now see this electrostatic interaction, hydrogen atom attached to fluorine and fluorine of the same molecule. This one is coming, fluorine of same molecule, hydrogen atom attached to fluorine and fluorine or nitrogen or oxygen of same molecule. See this bond, dotted line, which is shown by dotted line, this bond is known as hydrogen bond. Remember, it is not bond, it is not chemical bond, it's an attraction, electrostatic attraction. The electrostatic attraction is called hydrogen bonding. It is not a bond, remember it. It has a magnitude very similar to bond. The force is very similar, not actually exactly equal to the bond strength, but it is very high, much higher than other intermolecular interactions, other molecular forces. That's why it is called hydrogen bond. So this is for the same molecule. The different example you see for other molecules. For example, this is water, H2O, and this one is other molecule, ethanol. So see it here, this hydrogen bonding, this molecule is water, this molecule is ethanol. So what is the definition? The hydrogen atom attached to fluorine oxygen, here it is oxygen, and fluorine, oxygen or nitrogen of other molecule or same molecule, here oxygen of other molecule, hydrogen atom attached to the oxygen and the oxygen, fluorine or nitrogen of other molecule. This is other molecule, this is positively charged, this is negatively charged. You know that hydrogen atom in ethanol is positively charged and oxygen is negatively charged. In water, hydrogen atom is positively charged and oxygen is negatively charged. So this is shown here. Now this attraction, which is shown by dotted line, this attraction is hydrogen bonding. So it is between two different molecules and it is between two same molecule. Hydrogen bonding can take place between two same molecule or between two different molecules. Remember it. So what is hydrogen bonding? Why it is called bonding? It is called bonding because the strength is much higher than the other intermolecular forces. That's why it is called bonding, but it is in true sense, it is not bonding like covalent bond, coordinate bond, ionic bond. It is not bonding like that. This term is given because the force is much higher, so we call it as hydrogen bonding. Detail about hydrogen bonding, there are two types of hydrogen bonding, intermolecular, this is intermolecular between two same molecule or between two different molecule, this is intermolecular hydrogen bonding, and another type of hydrogen bonding is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. And I think that your EWS sir, he will teach you hydrogen bonding in the chemical bonding, in the chapter of chemical bonding. There at the end you have hydrogen bonding in detail, so you will learn it there. So if you see the order, hydrogen bonding will come first because hydrogen bonding, this bonding is much stronger. Hydrogen bonding is greater than dipole-dipole interaction, dipole-dipole interaction is greater than dipole-induced dipole interaction, and dipole-induced dipole interaction is greater than instantaneous dipolar interaction. You will not keep ion dipole interaction in this order. As I told that ion dipole interaction is a different thing, it depends upon the charge and size of the ions. That's why it is not given in the order. Okay boys, thank you. We shall discuss the remaining part in our next video.